Live on a Friday here, Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. Welcome to all the new visitors to the channel and especially to the devoted subscribers. Welcome back to the message, man. Too many reasons as to why we at least have to do this on a frequent basis every single Friday. It is absolutely a passion of mine. It is something that I wholeheartedly believe in. It is one of those things that come time to time in the stock market, it does allow you some ample time to breathe and understand why it is so important to stay true on your program if investing is something that you're interested in. Investing is not for everybody, and I think it's when we start to uh, have that push pull with people and understanding that you need to at least look at this, okay, and you at least need to understand and start to define what it is that your potential in investing is, your personal potential. It's all different. There's no secret sauce or like perfect recipe that I can wrap up in a bow and send you. There's nothing in way of a stock group that I can sell you on that's going to have you join that group and have everything just open up like the heavens. you know, I just got off the line. Somebody jumped in the broadcast studio before I went live here. Shout out to Guy from UK. Fantastic. It's only 2 a.m. over there. And why? Thought it enough, man, to come in, say hi to the independent investor, man. Ryan, it's great stuff. I told him it's kind of the lifeblood as to why I do this channel. And shout out to Guy over in UK, man. My international audience. Um, anybody who spends the time to come in, spend some time with me. He gave me the greatest compliment he could ever give me and says, "You're different." I couldn't, I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. I think all too often we're charged with having common thought, and it's that very common thought that I despise. And I think sometimes I rub people the wrong way. I really do. People look at me and it's like, why? How do you get off, man? How is it that you get to, think freely, think on your own? How is it that you can't think my way? I think this way, and everybody else thinks this way, and that's the way that you've got to think. I could be dead wrong on this thing. Could be dead wrong. I don't think I am. It feels awful good. I'll live my life liberated. And if I can share that opportunity with people in whatever scale, people may come to the message and they're like, man, you gotta watch this guy, okay? He may not give you the nuts and bolts to be an absolute millionaire, but see the success ratio of the people who are out there professing that if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to end up becoming a millionaire. See, I'm here to tell you that that type of dialogue isn't really important in life. It's not. It doesn't matter. Okay. Just like the last, let's say, chalk it up to January of 2021, which I've repeated many, many times on my live stream as really being the start of this kind of roll off in the bull market in the greater stock market. Now, there's been some geopolitical pressures that have come to light since that pressure has started to weigh on markets. Interest rates were at about a 0.752%, right, at that time. And the prime interest rate and inflation really hadn't kind of taken hold. We knew that it would, but we're taking the ramifications of those into 2022. So while I've been talking about the market rolling off, rolling off, rolling off, it hasn't been here as of late until everybody kind of started to jump on the bandwagon. Now, a 6%, 6.5%, 7% prime interest rate does not help in that. Effects from inflation, from sending every single person that walks this fine country a check in the mail, that is what exacerbates that very thing. And we just went through a very, very dark period in time. And that's what happens. That was to be expected. I felt bad. I knew I put all the money away. I didn't spend a bit of it. I didn't buy that 106-inch big screen TV like I'm certain everybody else went and had a whole hog fest at Walmart for, an hour and a half, spending their entire stimulus check or whatever the hell you want to call it, remedy check. Here you go. Here's a fluff you on the ass, feel good check. I don't know. Here's what's going to make you feel successful for 7 minutes of your life because we have this COVID-19 floating around in the world. I don't know. Did it solve anything? I don't know. It was a politically correct thing to do, which a lot of people can buy into the politically correct way of doing things. That's for sure. Typically like to shy away from that type of thing. But what have we learned over the last 18 months or so since I've been calling this, touching on the very volatility in the stock market that we've been incurring? Yeah, I'll get to FTX. That's an interesting one. Fantastic interview today on CNBC with regard to FTX and some of the people who really were not highlighted during the boom of cryptocurrency. They were left at bay, and now they're pulling those skeletons out of the closet, like CNBC is really good at, bringing them on and see, I told you so. I told you so. See, and everybody's like, I didn't. Hey, crypto, it was going up every day, man. It was going up for 10 years. It had staying power. I had to invest in it, right? No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. But my friends, what I have been pretty open and honest with sharing with you guys over the last 18 months is that selling has been off the table. All right. Independent retail investors that walk around with clout. hmm They walk around with clout because they understand that doing what it is that is opposite in markets isn't something you always have to do, but it is absolutely something you need to monitor and really sit back and ask yourself, is now the time where I need to kind of maybe take some strategic stabs here? Um, this week has been incredible. I consider it a rubber bound rebound. I'm not putting a whole lot of credence. It's nice to see the portfolio take a little bit of reprieve because it has. Most schools of thought would suggest that we will enter into a recession in 2023. I do want to talk a little bit about what I define to be recession as. Can you? Can you define what it is you think recession is all about? Is it about 1920, standing in a bread line, waiting for your half a loaf of bread or quarter loaf of bread and your half gallon of brown water so you can survive? Is that what it's like? Are we capable with this civil society to even consider ourselves eligible for a recession, guys? Let's be real. Most of us have such a level of padding on our ass that we wouldn't even allow ourselves physically to enter into a recession. Now, mentally, most people are bitches. Like that, they'll spend $4 instead of $2 for their romaine lettuce and lose their freaking mind, and they'll come talk to all their friends about it, and they'll hop on the phone and start FaceTiming everybody with their $1,200 phone and starting to talk about how shitty the country is and how we're going to hell and everything sucks and we must be moving into a recession because CNBC tells me that we are. I would challenge the fact that if I lose a few percentage points in my portfolio, that's not justification enough to consider that to be a recession. All right. Now, if my family's out on the street, okay. If I need to buy a tent for my family to keep the water off my head, if I'm struggling to provide food, water, shelter, I've got survival skills. All right. You guys know, man, and a lot of this younger generation, man, you need to get some of them survival skills so you can expand your range of what you think is acceptable standard of living in life. Okay. Because I tell you what, I don't know if you guys can agree with me, but I look around and I'm like, oh, I've got 2,100 square foot apartment here, 4 bedrooms, central air in the greatest city in the United States, if not one of the top 5 in the world. Am I suffering from a recession? Am I going to invest differently because I enter into 2023 because everybody and the pundits out there say that because we're at 6.5% of an interest rate and inflation is still rampant and out of control, that we have to enter into a recession? Most of the analysts out there don't even know when we would actually enter into a recession until we emerge from said recession. Boy, isn't that a position of convenience to be in, to actually deem a period of time recessionary, but not have the ability to actually determine when we are in said recession. I don't know. I don't know in 2022. I work my ass off not to suffer. I work my ass off. I've made sacrifices to make sure that my level of employment and security within that employment is solid. I know there's tradesmen. I see shaded light in the house. Great to see Eric. Some of these tradesmen, some of these hard workers. This is who I represent, man. I can represent the white collar. White collar work hard too. I don't care. I don't care what you do. I don't discriminate. You work hard. If you have a motivation to get the hell ahead because you have identified, same as me, that you've got one shot to get ahead, go whip that ass. I don't go whip that ass. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who don't want to get ahead and always seemingly get kind of tired from holding their hand out. I mean, try holding your hand out for an extended amount of time. It'll start to hurt, and it should irritate you enough to where you're like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of holding my hand out all the time. I'm just going to put it down and I'm going to refocus that energy on maybe, I don't know, maybe putting my hands to work. I don't know, swing a hammer, build some shit. I don't know, go do something productive for the world. You want to retire at 25? Right on, man. You better do something productive if you're going to earn some respect from me. You know, what did you do with your life? What did you do? Can you look back over your life and say, I retired at 25? However, in accordance with what Ryan charged me to, I really did contribute to society in the greatest of way. I contributed A, B, and C, this, that, and everything else. People who knew me really, really were impacted in a positive way. You know, come on. Nobody's that magical. Right? It'll take you a lifetime to do great things. A lifetime. That's what this young generation doesn't get. I don't get it. Oh, I don't want to work. People on YouTube are telling me that I don't need to be part of the rat race. They don't know the first effing thing about what the rat race is, right? You know, this hard work, that sounds terrible. We have an issue within the United States military actually getting people to come into the organization. Organization, one of the 1/5 of this organization that I love. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. Wouldn't in reflection have even an iota of regret for doing what it is that I do. Now, I know people who have walked the walk or are walking this said path to self righteousness and retiring a multi trillionaire, I guess. I don't know. I think probably a lot of people would have you believe that it's that good. I think financial security on the back end is much more multifaceted. I mean, I think so many bars of gold that you have stacked up in a room, or however many stacks of ten thousands of dollars that you could have, can only get you so much benefit. All right. I challenge you. Try to find a partner that you can hang out with all the time and be happy with. If you found that, you're good to go. You can tune into me for bonus time, baby. Bonus. You can be like, man, I hit the lottery, man. I'm good. I didn't win 1.6 billion dollars, but I've got somebody who I can hang out with. I love hanging out, and I love traveling with, and it's good to go. Maybe I don't know. We've procreated and multiplied ourselves, and I don't know. We've 2x'd our family. I don't know. That's great. Have a couple kids. It's good stuff. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's where it's at. No doubt about it. You're getting me on a Friday evening with some serious perspective, man, and it was nothing short of apparent to me walking down Fifth right now in downtown Manhattan today on Veterans Day. I do want to take this opportunity and thank all the veterans out there. Um, I come from a military family. It's a good deal. I wouldn't have traded nothing. I was explaining to some colleagues that it's only provided me opportunity coming from the country, a country town removed of a country town, removed of a country town. We still to this day have a mercantile. We do. We do. I don't think we've had a stagecoach there for a while. However, we do still have that said mercantile. We sure do. I'll drink to the mercantile. Now, my city that I grew up around, that was about 25,000 people. So that was the thriving metropolis that we would actually take the trip from the country in to go get groceries, right? So we could survive and, keep ourselves from entering into a recession. Hell bits, man. I grew up in recession. Good grief. Y'all need to really stop whining, honestly. I had the unique opportunity. For you guys that are Vipers, you guys got to enjoy some of my photos from this morning. I was on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange this morning. What a fantastic privilege. That was not one, not two, but three. This was my third opportunity to visit the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And if I can impart to you this, investing is a luxury, not a right. This comes from credible substance that you can taste. If I can just impart to you that. Now, my Vipers got to see the photos from it. I shared with them, as I do a little bit more intimately with that. I don't know who the 1,000 patrons are that are going to catch the live stream. Whatever, no problem. I don't mean to keep information from you, but I kind of do because I have to kind of separate those worlds. The reason why I share that is the perspective of understanding the rhetoric in markets suggesting that we are absolutely running toward a cliff that's going to see what the stock market go down another 10%, 20. Are we already in a recession? I don't know. Maybe we are. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I mean, I had to order some Domino's pizza for myself, the family, and the kids tonight. Perhaps maybe that's a sign of the times. Perhaps maybe that's a sign of things really going south on us, you know, and really having to enter into a time of great suffering here in this country. I don't know. I challenge the notion and suggest maybe that we're not suffering at all. And those people out there that come to me and understand that I'm not going to tell you how to gain millions because if you're not prepared to gain millions, you're worthless. Mm-mm, mm-mm. There's a lot of people out there that they're. I've got Matt's in the group. He's stopped by to say hello, Matt Money. Matt Money's mentally prepared to accept whatever level of wealth he is willing to pursue in this life. So that's simple. He's mentally tough. The majority of people are not mentally tough. Hate to break it to you. All right, you're not prepared to accept wealth. Okay, now me sitting here across from you and I don't even know you should piss you off. Like, who the freak is this guy? I'm right. Whether or not you want to believe me or not, I'm right. You're not prepared. Unless you've put any type of thought into the preparation of understanding the acceptance of wealth and the responsibility of of maintaining that wealth, understanding your quality of life and understanding what it is that really makes you tick and understanding that your financial picture has its place in life. I'm not going to build people up to accept millions of dollars. Forget it. No way. No way. A lot of people's personal financial success will be defined by their own mental deliberation. That's it. Mine is mine. I mean, I share it with you guys. Perhaps maybe you get some motivation out of it. I will be there. No doubt, no doubt in my mind. If I died tomorrow, I'd be fine in pursuance of my dream. Do you feel the same? I don't know. Question your level of acceptance of this. Find your passion. Look, if you're a musician, you don't care about investing, go be a musician. Change the world with your music. I don't care. If you're good at gardening and you don't care about investing, go do it. If you're good at whatever it is that you do to contribute to this life and yourself and the pursuance of happiness in this life, go do that. But for those people that are dialed in to finding that essence of what personal finance as a small niche in your total overall comprehensive approach to life, if you're interested in that, yeah, I can help you. There's a lot of takeaways to understanding and defining your own independent strategy, your own independent approach to this gig, your own questioning of your own capability, your own ability, what it takes to define your parameters of tolerance in markets. How did you react over the last 18 months of market volatility? Yeah, did you shit your pants every day when you woke up? My God, I'm down $27 today. Holy shit, this independent guy, tell you what, man, I invested $100. I said, you know what, this independent fella, he seems pretty honest and straightforward. All right, Hank, I tell you what, we're going to put $200 to work right now in the U.S. stock market. The stock market, we're going to buy this S&P 500 that's talking about, this son of a gun. We've done nothing but lose money this entire time. We're down $52.68 right now. This son of a bitch, I tell you what, I can't wait to get to break even so we can get our $200 back. Fantastic. Fantastic. Perspective, my friends, perspective. And a lot of you guys need to increase that perspective and understanding what it is that separates the successful mindset from the mindsets that will end up living a life and regretting the decisions that they made along the way. Be back with you in just a moment. Fantastic. Great to see you, Eric. I appreciate that. And hate to jump on the philosophical side, but I'm feeling awful great. Happy Veterans Day to all you guys. No doubt about it. I've got some peeps that I'm working really, really hard to solidify some professional goals for myself. I know that they would be looking down from the heavens and super, super happy with my abnormal motivation and approach to how seriously I take my job. It was pretty cool to see the appreciation of the American public codified in no short order by the patrons that enjoyed on Fifth Avenue today in a city that I would deem one of the most appreciative cities of military, fire department, and police department that I've ever seen. Yeah, the people, the people, not the governors that run the city. They're opposite, but it's a special thing to be part of. Happy Veterans Day to all you guys. I really appreciate it, man. Good stuff. As long as I have my pension, yeah, I mean, you're fine, right? He knows. I don't need to patronize this guy. He's a stud. He gets it. Love talking to this guy. He's my brother. Um, I have a very special place in my heart for tradesmen because at some point in their life, they were like, okay, I maybe need to, I don't know, pull my head out of my backside and get my S together and start going to work for myself. And, maybe I want to raise a family. I don't know. This is what's important to me. I'm going to make it happen. And myself included in that is one of those things that, those impasses in life, they're important. And, those people that have stared that down, it's a scary feeling. I've been there a couple times. Now, they mentioned recession to me. Really? Where is it in my pocket? I don't see where recession is going to keep me down. I'm good. As long as they keep me in my house, I'm good. I'm happy, and I hope you guys really feel the same. Let's get to some of these comments over here, guys. Fantastic. I saw some stuff over the coverage this week. The coverage in the microcap space and the independent investor channel has been alive and well. We've done some really interesting stuff. And it's amazing how that stuff kind of falls on deaf ears. Honestly, people have a real heartache with me being compensated. People reach out to me to share that information. I do get compensated for it. I transition that compensation on this particular offering into stock. So I finished my due diligence and I was like, okay, wow, this is incredible. Did a cross comparison between the micro niche in that industry and the industry for you guys that did not catch the content because you were like, oh God, Ryan's selling out because he's a bitch and he made a few bucks on promoting. It was more than a few bucks. I get well compensated for it. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I do my thing on my independent investor channel, and perhaps maybe that's something that I would resonate if a channel came out and said, I do my thing. I'm not trying to sell anybody on a bunch of crap. Okay. But this particular offering came my way, did my due diligence, had some difficulty identifying what brokers you could actually purchase the stock on. Went on with my major broker, which is where a mass majority of my wealth is with, which is Merrill Edge, Bank of America. and they said that they could not purchase the stock. So kind of went on a little bit of a hiatus, identifying who those brokerages out there could actually allow for purchase of a Duro clean technology, which is groundbreaking future technology. It's hydrochemolytic technology, which is low heat, high input. It's a hydro-based type of chemical breakdown of our polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene plastics, which to my knowledge, I didn't understand that over 80% of the plastic in the world today ends up in either landfills or the ocean. I didn't know that. I thought that, we've been provided these really big plastic bins. Define the irony in that. Really big plastic bins to put our plastic in with the expectation that it would go to a sorting facility and that it would get cleaned and processed and either recycled or upcycled into a new product. That's just not the case. I didn't know that. Maybe I'm the moron. I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm learned up now. I can speak the truth. Most of the shit falls into the landfills and gets pushed into the ocean. And it's really, really sad that as smart as I think we are, we're just damn dumb as a group of people living on this earth. And I was explaining, I'm not a tree hugger, but do you need to be a tree hugger to care about the earth? I don't know. I'm just speaking bluntly with people. So is there technology out there? And this is a lot of the lines of why I talk so freely about Ileon every week and why I'm so passionate about the mission, because I'm wholeheartedly in belief of the technology. If 𝑀𝑘𝐼𝐿 had the technology that I wholeheartedly believed in, could really, really provide a logical solution. And I'm talking logical, man, not pie in the sky. All right. Something that actually can be deployed like right now to help fix the problem, because I think the problem is that urgent. That's just my thesis. Okay. But Duro, what a great investment. Bought it way back when 𝑪𝑢𝑠𝑡𝑜𝑚 brought it to his viewers. Yeah, 𝑪𝑢𝑠𝑡𝑜 is good people, man. He's really sharp. He's really good. Me and him have kind of built a business relationship. We've kind of gotten to know each other in a little bit of sidebar conversation. Don't know much about the guy outside of the fact that our business relationship is quite strong, and it's been built strong based on the fact that we're not talking about backyard barbecue stuff. We're talking about those companies out there that are looking to be disruptive and bring solutions to the table. And Duro is right there at the forefront. I bought 12,500 shares of the company. I'm up massive in the company already. Stupid. It took me about a 1 day delay. I took. I did not believe that it would jump that quickly, but I was looking to get into the name at 58 cents, and it's run up quite handily. I got into it in the low 60s, and I'm fine with that. I don't really care. I think it's a multi-bagger. It's fine. I think after 12 months of validation through Shell, you're not going to need a little independent investor channel that could. Who am I? I'm just an insignificant moron on social media that comes on and just shares what it is that I see through my perspective and my lens. But my perspective is pretty simple. If these guys over the last 10 years have developed this technology, which has been third party validated to work and now doubled down on by, I don't know, Shell, it's not a small player. Okay. This is not small potatoes to be picked up by Shell. It's a big freaking deal. It's big. And the market still to this day, today, stock went up 1 cent today, has not got it. It's like, and I'll sit back and patiently wait until they get it. And rest assured, I'll be in the name. No problem. No problem. When you talk about defining a potential opportunity, it's all in the numbers about how many tons they can do per year, how much licensing they can do, how much owned and operated equipment that they can do. I think on the owned and operated side, I don't think there's, I hope they don't pursue that, but there is going to be some of that. There's going to be equipment that exists in the reactors that are built to commercial. They've got about 2 to 3 phases, best I can tell, over the next 12 months to actually build a commercial grade reactor. The continuous flow is going to be online. They're finalizing R2 here shortly. I'll be dropping that to the greater investment group here pretty quick. No, it's exciting stuff. If I got on here and just started doing cartwheels and jumping up and down, people would probably react more to that. But my tone doesn't change. This is a badass company. And it's going to be a badass stock, and it's going to be a game changer. What else can I say? No pun intended. It'll be fun to see what type of learnings can occur through the Shell deal. And I was just ecstatic. I didn't own the stock when it was picked up on the Game Changer program. I woke up in the morning and I caught the news feed, and it was like, oh man, I'm that sucks, because it sucks to do due diligence and know that your conviction is right, and then to see a piece of news like that draw. I thought I was going to wake up and see the stock up 150 points, which it should have been. It should have flew about 300 or 400% on the news, but it didn't. No problem. We're in a prove-it market, and that's fine. But appreciate you bringing it to the attention. And if you guys see those things come through, I'm really not doing it to. I'm not doing it to piss you off. I'm doing it to bring these awareness pieces. And think about it this way: this company has been in the works for 10 plus years. The insiders to the company own 50% of the company. 50, 50. And all you have to do is sit across from me for a 25 minutes out of 10 plus years and say, I'm not interested. No problem. No problem. But think about the amount of time that it takes to bring the company to where it is today, for you still to have no idea that the company even exists, and to have me, through my channels and my conduit, bring it to your attention. It's a beautiful thing. And this is what is happening right now, my friends, where the institutions had all the advantages. You ever heard of Bloomberg? If you took my assignment the other few weeks ago, there's a Netflix special that talked about the Bloomberg account. Those are about $20,000 a piece, and it's supposed to provide that information that you can't get anywhere else. That's only been affordable by the institutions out there. Nah, we don't need that. There's feelers on the ground that are talking about these revolutionary industries, and I think in this particular case, we've actually beat the institutions to the game. And it's going to be exciting to see the company and its progress going forward. Let's kick down here and highlight some of the folks in the group here. Mitch Date's in the group. Ryan should charge $8 for a wrench. Okay. That's funny. Sure. I don't know. It's one of those cool things that they allow me to do. I don't do super chat through YouTube, because YouTube, when you give me a super chat of like $5 or something, YouTube takes like 40% of it. Like, man alive, I'm in the wrong business, man, just to earn 40% for doing jack squat nothing, except for providing a platform to the very content creator that's throwing down and garnering a loyal audience. I don't mind. If somebody wants a wrench, just hit me up and I'll kick over and I'll award those. I have no problem with it. I want people to feel like they have a small piece of ownership. I don't want to feel like you're wasting your time when you're coming here. I want you to feel like you leave the message with something special. I want you to feel like motivated to enter into Monday and say, man alive, I really want to change the natural course of my life. And that's really what this is about. How many people out there just do the same habitual thing over? And I get it. To an extent, you kind of have to do that with the work routine and the kids and the school and et cetera, et cetera. But personal finance really allows you that opportunity to expand, to amplify certain areas of that. And what's the worst that could happen? I don't know. You improve upon your financial status. I don't think that's such a bad thing. I think that it's good to have some control over that. So where the habit forming stuff is actually contributing to your total overall financial security down the line, it gives you a little bit of peace and understanding that you do own your program and have some ownership over it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. All right. Peter Lynch investment. So it's a prove it story. They need to do what all these other micro cap companies, and myself and Mariusz have talked about this, and the company does not make money right now. Does it make it a no-go investment? According to some schools of thought, yes. Yes. But does the Shell news kind of change that in their ability to scale up and move to commercialization? See, the R&D dollars that would have needed to be spent internally with a Duro is now being supplemented in a non-dilutive fashion by Shell. So kind of exciting to see what they're able to bring to the table, what they're able to offer through working with their in-house consultants to actually amplify what they have right now in their own IP, and it works. It's really good. How continuous can it work? What that final product can render when introduced to feedstock that is not only those hard to break down polymers, but also the contaminated feedstock. That's a big deal, right? When you take your Procter and Gamble, your Tide bottle, and you're done extracting whatever detergent you can out of the bottle, and you're done, and it ends up in the garbage to go and get recycled. Okay, those contaminated plastics actually have proven to be impossible to introduce to any type of chemical process, heat process, for the sheer fear of potential reaction or contamination. So when those are introduced, you don't know what you're going to get on the back end if you're introducing a bunch of contaminants by the very product that housed those products initially, right? And Aduro has seemingly solved that issue. It's great. It's an easy company to invest in when you have kind of a motive. And I brought up on my video, I was like, well, if you feel good about people dying of lung cancer, just continue to buy Altria Group. They're a dividend king. They kick ass, and paying that 4, 5, 6, 8% dividend, whatever they pay now. Just keep buying that if you feel good about it. That's awesome. I mean, people dying of lung cancer, that's fantastic. Keep making money off of it. It's awesome, you know? And I don't mean to be so scathing, but my point is, why is it so faux pas to look at a company like this that's trying to do the right thing? Look, Aduro could just fall on its face and it may not have the chemical process. I know they do. I know they do. But man alive, imagine a world where this process actually is introduced, and with the help of Shell, taken a mass scale and commercialization, the world will benefit from it. Now, who the hell can't get behind that? I'll drink to it. Good stuff. I'm gonna cruise up to the top here, man. I'm gonna cruise down and give some shout outs to some people, man. Victor, great to have you. It was a nice pop. It was a nice reprieve this week. It just proves to investors the power of when things are seemingly so bad that there's no hope whatsoever. And you imagine yourself in that line collecting that quarter loaf of bread and that brown water to keep the family alive. Just remember, and try to keep some perspective and head about this deal, is that it's probably not as bad as you think that it is. All right. Just got to adjust your perspective a little bit. At Investing with Aaron in the house. Appreciate you, my brother. You've been with me a while. Geez, almost close to the beginning of time where we incepted this product. I want you guys to really feel like you have some ownership over this. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know if ever, but if this is the best back and forth we ever have in life, and you get to come in and you get to engage a little bit, we get to banter back and forth with your comment and my rhetoric, then so be it. I'm good with that. But yeah, we're looking to build something special here. And the special part about the independent investor community is it is predicated upon the very success that you render in life that you would not have realized if it had not been for the message that I deliver. Don't ask me to repeat that again. Yeah, that's the way I feel. Shaded lights in the house, man. Great to have you. Wow, here's another original gangster. He's holding up his largemouth bass. Take it. He looks happy as a clam here. See, here's the thing, guys. This is what happiness is all about. See, I'm proud of that 15-inch largemouth bass. He's probably like, nah, it's a crappie, Ryan. You suck. But good stuff, man. Jared's been with me a long, long time, really since the beginning of the channel. And he's been in the group with me. He's been an administrator of my group. And I'd like to go out on a limb and suggest maybe that this guy, and I don't want to speak for him, finds value in being part of the community. Yeah, and understanding that my aim is a little bit different. Um, I stand to make some money on YouTube, no doubt about it. But with all due respect, nobody delivers a YouTube channel like me. So I got to do it. The second that I find that somebody wants to come out and make I3, they can do that. Good luck. Good luck, because you ain't got the brainiacs that I got. You ain't got the neurons firing the way that I got. You don't work on the same ferocity that I got. I know this because I speak with people. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And I think people could be a little bit hungrier with their application. Set a good example for what it takes. Um, I don't know when or how we've eroded this idea that hard work is not reputable, or that somehow the size of your wallet is the end all be all of judgment of your success in life. I don't know how we got to this place. I don't agree with it. Not in the least. Not in the least. Hmm. Yeah, I'm up. What did I say in the title? 45,000? Yeah, it was a $45,000 to plus to the upside. My tone and tenor is the same. I'm fine. My week was consumed with a whole lot of intangibles that had a whole hell of a lot to do with very little money. I'm going to experience it tomorrow when we hit Central Park. My son's birthday is 11 years old. That's what it's all about. Yeah, the 45K is nice. Nice relief, nice reprieve. I've had my ass kicked this year in 2022. So, if nothing else, it is what I consider to be kind of a rebound or a rubber band type of effect on what has been really a shitty market. It's been terrible in 2022. It's been bad. It was bad in 2021 for me too. Less happy when I read the transcript. I was more happy when I heard John and Thomas make the address to shareholders. There was a couple of things that were discussed there. Return on investment at 3 years. So I'll talk about this Sunday. I typically don't like to water down the live stream because I'm sure there's people out there that are like, "Ah, hi, Leon." I was like, it rhymes with hell, Ryan. Neon green hell. Dude, my friends, it's just a stock. It's just a company. Okay, don't hate. You can hate if it makes you feel better. Maybe your problem is that you hate too much. I don't know. I don't hate. I don't hate. Fascinating company, doing some awesome stuff. They just hauled some freight. There was a YouTube video that just dropped this evening, right before I came live on 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐖𝐊's YouTube channel, chronicling the Green Path Logistics fleet trial that's going on. Yeah, no big deal. They were just introduced into their supply chain, which is a circular supply chain, hauling freight for none other than Shell Rotella. Do I think that's a big deal? Yeah, yeah, I think that's a big deal. But that's just me and my independent thought. Nobody's going to come on and agree with me. They're going to be like, "You suck, Ryan. You suck. You suck. You're not the man. You are not the man." I am a man. It's great to see you, Matt. Good evening to you. Hope all is well, my friend. Great to see you. It's awesome stuff, man. DJ's in the house. What's going on? Shout out to you, DJ. Don't know where you're hailing from, but kind of cool. We're bringing people together around the message, and it's a lot of fun. Think about some of the things I talked about on tonight's live stream. Are we really that bad off? Would you have been better off relieving yourself of the stress of the stock market over the last 18 months? It's just felt like an eternity, Ryan. It's been terrible. This whole stock market thingamajig. I tell you what, that $200, I tell you what, I've watched that son of a bitch every single day. One of the days I woke up and I was down like $2.77. $2.77. Do you know what I can do with $2.77, Ryan? Let me tell you, partner. All right. And it's all your fault. I have just been through an absolute mental anguish over the last 18 months in the stock market. It's been absolutely horrible. Would it have been worth saving the $2.77 to just not participate in the stock market, not succumb to the temptation of watching Independent Investor, watching this crazy freaking fruitcake on YouTube talk about personal finance? God, you can't get personal finance. Ryan's not a professional. Really? Define professional. No kidding? Hmm, interesting. I work with a lot of so-called professionals. They don't know shit about shit. It says on their deal, it says PE. They don't know shit. Okay. You need to stop giving people so much credit. Okay. First of all right. There's nobody out there. I've said this many, many times through the history of the channel. There's nobody out there that deserves your trust in this life more than you, yourself. Trust yourself. Really, Ryan? That's a hell of a concept. Yeah, I know. I'm full of them. Trust yourself. You'd be amazed. That's enlightening, Ryan. What the hell? I've never really thought of actually thinking about my personal finance. I always just defer to a financial planner. He's got it all figured out for me. Really? No kidding. hmm Good luck with that. Good luck. The things that are going to be the most valuable to you are those things that you take ownership over. And I like to own it all. I really do. I like to own the decisions that I make. I like to own everything that I do within my life, and finances is no different. Not at all. All right. FDX. Wow. Watch the interview. CNBC. The replay is pretty awesome. And I don't know. I mean, I got caught up. I took a little investment for the sheer sake of making some money on the deal, and I didn't like it. My tone on my live stream was very, very simple. I didn't like it at all. There was zero YouTube videos that I made on cryptocurrency, nothing that I could come out. I studied it. I put some real study into it. I do like the idea of the blockchain technology. I do think it has its place, but 150 companies in this FTX investigation that's going on. They're going to declare bankruptcy, and they're looking at losses in between, what was it, 50 and 150 billion dollars losses. Mhm. Some of the who's who of financing. There's a lot of analysts out there that are losing their shorts right now. Their reputation's gone because they put stock in something that a lot of people were like, these are the tulip craze. Like, we've been through this before and we don't ever learn. And I know there's going to be purists out there that are still, crypto all the way. And who knows, maybe it does end up being something viable. But, I always had my suspicions. Those suspicions have become more reaffirmed after the FTX news. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. If it is too good to be true, it usually is. And we watched Bitcoin go up for, 10 years, and everybody was like, yeah, it's here to stay, and it's going to be the end all be all of everything. You're going to get to eat Bitcoin someday, and survive on it. And you're going to be recession proof if you own a lot of Bitcoin. You can taste it, Ryan. You really can. Okay. All right. You can pull it out of this digital wallet and you can actually rub it on your head and it makes you feel better. Fair enough. All right. Can I take it out of my digital wallet and just put it on the desk and look at it for some, like, I don't know, some visual stimulus? Yeah, you can do that too, Ryan. It's amazing. There's only 20,000 of them, and the Satoshis are great and they're fantastic. It's a cool word and it's great. You can go buy that quarter loaf of bread and some brown water to avoid recession with your Satoshis of Bitcoin. Right on. I just don't know where people's common senses went anymore. It's interesting. Like, it's crazy because, like, one day you could buy like a quarter loaf of bread, and then one day with Bitcoin you can buy the whole truck full of, like, 12,000 loaves of bread. Not sure I understand that as a viable currency. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Matt says still buying. This is something that I kind of wanted to touch on over the last 18 months. I've been aggressively buying and funding, continuing to dollar cost average markets. Where it ends up, where the ramifications of those activities will be measured, they're not going to be now. They're not going to be measured now. I don't get to look at that and say, because I continue to invest in the market, I'm awesome because of this right here, right in the heart of what is going to be a recession in 2023, or volatile markets, S&P off 15-20%, where we close out the markets this year. I don't get that luxury. No way. Has to do with my target retirement date. When I look at that and I'm like, okay, here's what I'm aiming for. I'm going to strategically buy the market now with the hope of payoff, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month or next year during this recession, right? When I'm surviving on this quarter loaf of bread. No, it'll be inevitably in the future. And the more time that passes, the more success rate will increase as time goes on. And I allow those bottom doldrum buys when the market was in a dungeon, right? They're going to pay off. And it's just as simple as that. It's good stuff, man. I know Matt's been buying some stock, maybe doing some repositioning, and that's pretty cool. Good stuff. Um, Trucker, ACTHF, can we talk about? Catch my videos. They've got really good traction. They are part of a blue ocean right now on YouTube because there's not a lot of content on the company. The groundbreaking news from last week was paramount. It was just awesome. You guys don't understand. If you read the articles that I link into those videos, about the game changer program, the rigor that has to be gone through, the amount of presentation, the amount of validation of the technology, et cetera, the criteria to even apply to that through the game. Shell is not effing around here, guys. Shell is a top 5 player. And in renewables, I'll defer to Matt as far as the progress that they've made on this front. Okay, I don't want to misspeak. I'm not an expert on this. Matt is, okay? But they are right there at the forefront of this discussion about acknowledging their obligation not only to satisfy mandates that are coming in 2025, but also just to do the right thing. I don't think these companies that are looking to transition are just like, oh my goodness, this is good. No, I don't think that's it at all. This is not the impression that I get when all of the upper management, all of the boards of directors, and all of these major companies are not acknowledging in all calmness how serious the problem is right now and how they have the power to address this very issue. And I'm not going to tell you. I said carte blanche during my interview with Yazan and Mariusz this week. I said, hell, don't buy the stock. I don't care what you do. I just don't care. Now, if you buy the stock and it ends up doing really, really well for you, I will be happy for you. If you buy the stock and you over lever to the stock and you lose money on it, I don't have any sympathy for you. So if you're looking for either validation or sympathy from me, you're coming from the wrong place. Take it for what it is, an introduction. That's what it is. Remember, 10 plus years, management owns 50% of the company, and I'm paying it forward to you. Do what you will with the information. I really could care less. It's not like I keep a tally on who buys the stock or not. That's ridiculous. I just don't think like that. And I don't spend any of my iota of time thinking about that. But we do that to pay those lessons forward. And if you want to kick over to those videos that I posted on this topic, they're really good. They're really good pieces of content. And like I said, instead of taking cash compensation, I entered into a nice position that I was happy with, and that just happened to be 12,500 shares of the company. And that's where I'm at right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Trucker Scott, I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Very good stuff. Very good. I got Antennas in the house. Very good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. We've got about 6 minutes left on the live stream. I cannot believe how fast this opportunity goes. One of these days, I'm just going to throw down and just work all Friday night. I'm just going to stay on until the morning and just talk about stocks and cool stuff and where we are. Nice thumbnail. Yesterday down like crazy. Today complete 180. Love this stuff. Was yesterday down in the stock market? I was up like 1,200 points. Maybe I was looking at the wrong stock market. Maybe I wasn't following the right stock market. I don't know. But the one yesterday was up like a mother. A little bit of reprieve on the inflation side of the house, right? So pretty cool stuff. As we close down the live stream, man, I will throw one last invite. I've got a pretty good audience in here. The invite will drop right there if you do want to kick in there. It is hitting right now. It's at the very bottom of the thread. You guys are welcome to kick in, say hi. It's all good. I'm chilling. I'm having a drink. I'm good. I have some Warsteiner Dunkel that I'm going to switch to after I finish this last copper top for this evening. What a great day. What a great day this was, and a great completion to that day. Coming and getting to hang out with you guys on a Friday. Very cool stuff. Yeah, he says, where do you get a $7 cheeseburger? More like $10. Yeah, I paid 12 today at Dairy Queen, but I live in New York. They think everybody here has to pay more than the average bear to get something. So very cool. All right, all right, all righty. Shaded lights in the house. Fantastic. I'll keep you there. Actually, I'll bring him onto the live stream. I'm going to make him famous. Now he's famous. Now you live, brother. Now you in the real show. This is the big show. He's like, what the frick are you
Good
doing,
evening.
man? Yeah, what's going on, man? How are you? It's good to see you. Happy Veterans Day to you, man.
Good, hey, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, see, I'm going to let you run the live stream, Eric. You got it now. You take the mic. We got like 3 minutes
How's it
left.
going?
You got it. I'm done. I'm out.
Back at you, brother. Back at you.
How's everything, man? How's the family? Everything
How's
good?
that drink tasting, man? I'm stuck with a Coke.
Coca-Cola? Come on, man.
I'm even out of Pepsi. I'm stuck drinking Coke tonight. It's
You gotta
crazy.
treat yourself. You gotta treat yourself, man. Come on. We some hard-working fellas, man. I don't get a lot of downtime, and that's a good lesson. That's a good lesson from my group. This man works like 18 hours a day.
I'm even out of Pepsi. I'm stuck drinking Coke tonight.
I can hear the backbeat in the background. Good stuff. Good stuff. Eric, stick around, my brother. I'll talk to you after I get off here. All right.
Yeah, this is great.
All
Love
right,
it,
man. See,
brother.
hey, man, I love it too. That's why I do it, man. It's awesome. Get to connect with awesome people, man. Get to
Oh,
connect.
man.
That's what it's all about, man. It's the lifeblood. It's great. It's great. You know, we would have never ran into each other at Walmart. Maybe we would have
All
been
right,
like,
sounds
hey, what's
good.
going on? Yeah, I'll pull you off. I'll close it down. You know, that's part of the reason why I do the channel, guys. And in all actuality, I open it up like that fairly much every Friday. But I think, you know, for me, I enjoy it. You know, if I was going to give you a little bit of a selfish perspective, I love to come on and just roll for 60 minutes. I love it because, you know, when I have guests or when I have interviews like I did this week with Yazan, with Mariusz, I didn't do any talking. I make up that aspect of it when I do my own profiling of the company. And if you guys see how I do it, I stay close to the vest on what the company wants to present through their corporate presentation. That's the information. It's not my opinion. It's what they want to share with the grander audience. And stuff's important. Stuff's important to kind of take hold of. And I don't know, man. If the stock goes up, you guys will think I'm brilliant, and if it goes down, you'll think I'm a complete moron, and that's fine too. I'm an opportunistic fella. I work hard on a lot of different fronts. It's not like I put all my eggs in, you know, a stock going up and making X number of dollars. I don't think like that. I'm looking to place a lot of different strategic bets across my portfolio, and some of those bets have very, very low risk. Some of those have, by some measure, higher risk, and that's totally fine. But you guys got to understand what makes me tick and why I do what I do. It's really cool, man. He says, I want to be successful and happy. Define what that is, okay? You just can't come up with a couple of broad topics like that and say, I want to be successful and happy. I'd like to kind of understand a little bit more about what you mean by that. And I hate to press because it's a lofty goal. And you know, a lot of people say that, but they're not willing to go through the hard work that it takes to get there. If you think you're going to trip and fall into success or happiness or, you know, all of those attributes that that will truly make you happy without working for it, maybe you will. Nothing comes easy for me. So, you know, if you're tuning in to me for a little bit of a reality check, I'm one that has to screw up 3 or 4 times before I get a little dab of success. But I tell you what, it's really starting to happen for me, and it started to happen quite a while ago. And it's been a nice evolution of getting to share that story with you guys through the Independent Investor channel. I want to take this opportunity and thank each and every one of you guys. We had a hell of a group tonight. A lot of you guys, you stayed with me through the entire thing and the live stream, and that's That's all I could ever ask for. I really appreciate you guys and your continued support of the message. I really appreciate it. We'll be back next Friday on the fastest 60 minutes on YouTube, man. What a special treat for me to get to do this product. And hopefully we'll get to reach one investor at a time and get to empower those lives out of there and defining their own personal success for themselves. And I believe we are. We absolutely are. That's why we'll continue to beat the drum on this topic and looking to reach people with the power of social media, guys. Be well. We'll catch you next week.